uphold.
Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Imo State, and welcome to another edition of Center Stage on Omalicha 91.1 FM Owerri, your number one development radio station. I'm Rosemary Unwabasibe, but of course, it's always a pleasure having you on Center Stage. This month, as you know, we are looking at something deeply connected to who we are as a people, our culture, our tradition, and our heritage. That is what we explore on Center Stage in the month of August, as you all know. Tradition gives us identity, it connects generations, preserves our value in many communities, provides ways of settling disputes and maintaining peace. But as a society evolves, our laws and understandings of individual rights also evolve. So today we are asking tradition, justice, and human dignity. Where exactly do we draw the line? Can every tradition practice continue simply because it's part of our heritage? Or what happens when a traditional practice conflicts with an individual's right? And can traditional institutions and modern law work together? We have a legal practitioner with us today who will help us to examine these particular questions and this conversation today. She's not other person but Barrister Vivian Oti Esquire. She's a lawyer. She's a human rights activist. Presently, the Assistant Secretary of FIDA, Federation for International Women Association, women lawyers in Imo State. Welcome, Ma.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you, dear.
Okay.
Good morning, listeners out there. Just use Esquire. Esquire. Or use Barrister without Esquire.
I believe, and I know you do too, yeah.
All right, and of course, you know how we do it on Center Stage. This conversation is not just going to be between me and my guest. You're also going to be part of the conversation because our phone lines will be open and we will also want to hear from you, your experience, your opinions, and your questions regarding the topic today. Right? Okay, but that will come in shortly after a quick break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stay with us.
Yeah. If I told you how I came this far and all the things that I've been through, need I tell you that I've been to hell? I've seen it all and done it all. Growing up, here we stand with one song,
We're going back.
with
We're going
one
back.
voice.
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Center Stage on Omalisha 91.1 FM Owerri, and today we are looking at tradition, human right, human dignity, justice. Where do we draw the line? That is what we are going to be looking at today on today's edition of Center Stage. And of course, like I told you before we went on the short break, I have with me Vivian Oti Esquire. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, quickly, Ma, let's dive into the conversation, right? What are the let's begin with the positive side of tradition. Why are traditional institutions still important? Why do you think they are still important? That is, if you think they are still important in our communities today.
Thank you, my dear. Tradition, the way we look at it, is who we are
Mm.
and what we represent as a human being.
Mm.
I don't know where you come from. I'm from Awa in Uguta, and we have tradition. My traditional name is Uti.
That's not your surname.
Uti is my name, but that is the traditional
Okay, yes.
name I am being known with. So it is who we are,
Mm.
what we do, and what we represent.
Mm.
You can't live in a community without adhering to the traditions of that community.
Mm.
Once you are born into a community like I'm from Awa, in Oguta local government, anytime I go contrary to the traditions and customs of my community, I have become something else outside my community.
Mm.
I am like a stranger in that community. So what am I trying to say? Tradition is a way of life. Where do you come from?
I'm from Ezinite.
You're from Mbise.
Yes,
Let's say you're
Mbise.
from Mbise.
Mm.
There are certain things you do in Mbise. You don't do it in Uguta.
Mm.
When I come to Uguta, if you come to Uguta to stay, I will tell you this is the way we go. This is how we do things. So it does not matter where you come from.
Mm.
You must go in line with the traditions of that community.
Okay.
You get it?
Mm.
And the traditional rulers, the chiefs, are the custodians of this tradition. They make sure that our traditions are being respected. So, every other ethnic have the so in Igbo, in this southern eastern of Nigeria, we have our tradition. Every community has its traditions and customs, and must be obeyed and adhered to by any person either born or even a visitor that comes to live in that particular community must go in line with whatever tradition that customs or that community goes with.
Okay. So what happens when certain traditional practices contradict the Nigerian law and constitution, right? Because I believe that one is encompassing, right? So what happens when these particular traditional practices or a particular, I mean, your response has made me to jump in the house, so but just have to flow with the pace. What happens when a particular practice contradicts what the Nigerian law says? What happens in that situation?
The Nigerian Constitution is the supreme law. Okay. In Section 1.3. The Nigerian Constitution is the supreme law. In other words, that must be obeyed legally. But that does not mean that it will trample on the tradition. If you trample on the tradition and the tradition of a community, that you won't be punished.
Okay.
There are soft ways. The traditional rulers are also part of the Nigerian Constitution, which we all obey. But that does not really mean, because the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says you should not do this, you should not do that. Then you come into a community and go contrary to what the traditional go. Some of the things we do in the community, the people that developed the Constitution did not take cognizance of what the community or their rules and regulations, or they just do it generally about the Nigerian system. if we should go generally about the Nigerian system, you will even be going on the road. Somebody will just kill you. After all, I will go to prison.
Okay, is there any clause in the constitution, in the Nigerian law, that allows for traditional customs, or to come into place, right? For instance, if we are judging a case of people, maybe between people from, just like you said, from Oguta, let me just use a wider space, maybe people from the West, the Yorubas, who have a different culture entirely, and you are judging a case that is, from people from within that locality, and then you are judging another case of people from the South, let's say Imo State, just like you. Do you put into cognizance the tradition of those places where they come from in the court of law?
Come clear, let me get you.
Okay, for instance, you are from Oguta. Yes. I'm from Owutin, isn't it, Mbise local government area. Now, if we have a case in the court of law, let's say, we will have to be from the same place. Let's say we are from Awara, and then we'll go to the court of law, right? We have a case in the court of law. Is there any clause where the law will consider how it is done? For instance, we have a land dispute, or we have any case, and what does our tradition say in such situation? Does the law give any room to hear what our tradition says in that?
But of course. Have you forgotten that we have the customary law? We have the customary court. We don't know the part of Mbise where you come from. We have the customary court in Ezinite, Mbise. In that customary court, most of the cases you have there is pertaining land issues, traditional marriages, and all these things. These are what goes into that court. For you to know also that the court also respects the traditions of every particular community. Why do we have those courts? It's to take care of what happens inside the village as it pertains the tradition and customs of that particular place. If you are from Mbise, let's assume you are from Mbise. I'm from Uguta. I'm from Awan, in Uguta local government area. You and I will have a little issue over a land dispute. What the court will look at is where is that land situated? The particular place of the land, the tradition and custom of that particular place of the land is what the laws will use to take care of that case, and not the high court laws or whatever. However, that is the customary court.
Okay, what role can traditional rulers legitimately play in resolving community disputes? What role can traditional rulers really play?
Yes, the traditional rulers, when it comes to the role they can play, they have a lot. They are the chief security of every community, the traditional rulers and chiefs. They are the chief security of every community. If something happens in my own community, the first point of call will be the traditional ruler of that community, who represents the government of the state. That's the first person that will be reached out to. What is happening in this community? So if something wrong is going in a community, it also starts the Eze and the traditional ruler, called the Eze, and his chief in councils. They will first of all, if brought to before them, they will first of all look into whatever that is going on. If it concerns the things, we call them omenala. You get it?
Yeah.
They will now first look into the matter.
Okay.
When the matter is beyond them, it won't take them a minute to look up to the appropriate quarters, if it is to invite the police or invite them. But first of all, the particular person, the Ezes and Eze in councils will look into it. Like in my place now, let me give you for instance, we don't kill a particular snake called Ekenjaba. We don't kill it.
Okay.
If a stranger like you are now, you come to my community and kill that Ekenjaba, the traditional rulers will look into it. They will call you to the Ezes Palace, chief in council. They will judge you. If there are things to do, you either fines or sacrifices that you will make. Is that you will say because the kiss neck, because Nigerian the Bible or the constitutions say that you should kill any wild animal, and you come and kill that particular snake from my place, eh? No, now you won't go free.
Okay, you know, I like these particular illustrations, but I really want us to take it gradual. I have a lot of questions regarding this particular, but we'll get to that part, all right? We'll get to that part.
So
Okay.
that is the work of the traditional rulers. They are the first judges before the outside judges. If their consent is being sought in a particular situation. And they are the first people to know what is going on in every community.
All right, quite insightful, I must tell you. If you're just joining us, you've been listening to Center Stage on Omalisha 91.1 FM Owerri, and it's time to invite our listeners to join in the conversation, right? We'll take a short break. When we'll come back, we'll open the phone lines. We know that you've been itching to contribute to the conversation today, and we'll be handing over the microphone to you, our listeners, to call in to join in the conversation. But that will come after the short break. Stay with us.
Expressed by callers on this program or broadcast does not in any way reflect the view of Omalisha 91.1 FM.
Okay, we'll take some few calls. I'll just open the phone line with calls.
Yeah, this thing is on.
It's on. No problem.
It's okay.
It's like that. So we'll continue. We'll go into.
With one voice,
Okay.
we're a nation undivided and voice. We will
Okay.
take.
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Center Stage on Omalisha 91.1 FM Owerri. Now, let's bring our listeners into the conversation. Do you believe that traditional rulers still have enough authority to resolve disputes in your community? Have you ever seen a traditional council successfully settle a dispute? Call us now and share your experience. The number to call to contribute or join in the conversation is 0911-598-3411 or 070-4977-4656. I'll take that again. The number to call to join in the conversation is 0911-598-3411 or 070-4977-4656. We really want to hear from you, want to know what you think about the conversation, really want to get your opinion on the topic of discussion today, right? Okay, we are still discussing tradition, justice, and human dignity with Vivian Oti Esquire. Yeah, she's here with us giving us the Lego perspective on the topic of discussion today, right? So let's still while we await our callers, right? I'd like to know, like, how, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Like, this is tradition. This is our tradition, and this is what we do too. You know, there are a lot of some traditional practices that we can boldly say infringe on the dignity of a person, or even the fundamental human right of a person. For instance, you know, when it comes to the court of law, you need evidences for something to be able to establish certain cases. But in the case of some traditional practices, an accusation alone, or that the people want something, can actually, make this, because of course it's democracy, can make these elders and council or people in charge to just do what the people, what the mob want. Where do you draw the line between traditional practice and infringing on fundamental human rights of a person?
Traditional practices, it depends on the community, and that does not remove the fact that sometimes some persons might clamp on that traditional practices to witch hunt maybe their their enemies, their supposed enemies, or I don't know how to put it, or yeah. But between legal aspects of crime and the traditional aspects of crime, they are two different things. You get it?
Okay.
If you are in a community that you feel that your right is being trampled on, infringed on, there is nothing stops you from taking a legal battle against it.
Okay.
You get it? There is nothing. You can approach any court.
So when
fundamental right.
When do you say that the traditional practice has crossed the line? When do you say that no, this is no longer what it should be? When do you say it?
Jungle justice.
Okay.
If Mr. A was seen being killed, or maybe a community wants to kill Mr. A because he stole the yam of Mr. B.
Okay.
And they want to kill him instantly.
Okay.
And maybe along the line, he survived it. He can seek redress in court.
Sometimes jungle justice might not really necessarily be a tradition. Like in a place where that is the tradition of the people that if you steal, you will be killed. I think that's different.
That's what I'm coming to that.
Okay.
There are some communities up to today that says if you steal, they don't have any business reporting the matter to the police, that they will kill you and nothing will happen.
Okay.
You are trying to play above the law.
Exactly.
You get it?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about something that still exists in some communities.
Yeah.
Banishment and ostracization, right? What is the legal position on banishment in Nigeria?
Banishment, that is when a person or somebody is forcefully chased out of a community.
Yes, excommunicated,
and never asked
ostracized.
to return. Ostracized.
Yes.
Okay. Coming to that, the Constitution, Section 41 of our Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, says every Nigerian has the right to live anywhere in Nigeria.
Okay.
You have the right to live anywhere in Nigeria.
Okay.
Having that right to live anywhere in Nigeria does not give you that philery to begin to commit crime.
Okay.
Crimes, things that are sacrilegious to communities that you're living in.
Okay. So does the traditional ruler have that right, that legal framework to ask a person to leave this community, you're excommunicated, don't associate with us? Is it...
In the legal terms, they don't have that right.
Okay.
It is illegal.
Okay.
It is illegal.
Okay.
To ask somebody to leave this community, don't come here again, don't associate with us, we are banishing you.
Okay.
Coming from the Section 41 of our Constitution that gives any person the right to live anywhere as far as Nigeria is concerned.
Okay.
But there are subtle ways. The traditional ruler and the elders in council can handle such situation.
Okay. So
yes, they do banish people from the community.
Okay.
They do, but this is one law I know that contradicts with with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They do. Even in my own community, they do. Whereby a person is banished from a community, it is a kind of a punishment. Most times it's kind of punishment.
Okay.
That goes with maybe fines, you or removing you, the particular person, from certain activities of that particular community.
Exactly. So if
they do that.
Okay, so if this particular action, if this particular form of punishment infringes or contradicts the Nigerian law, what can somebody do? What is the better thing to do? Because if it contradicts the law, then should he still? Is this something that should still be employed, or is there any other thing that traditional rulers should do instead to make it align with the Nigerian law?
This is a very complicated. You see, this matter, is a very complicated matter. Yes, we all know it is illegal.
Okay.
If the person should say, I will seek redress about this particular punishment in courts, in most cases, the victims get judgments right. You get it against the community. But can one person be above the community?
Exactly.
Can you answer that question?
Exactly.
When you win the matter in court against your community, what then is left for you with your community? Ndị be anyị na-asị na ofu onye siere ọra nri, that they will eat it. They will eat everything. But if ọha siere gị nri, ofu onye nri, ọha, that person ama nrichanwu ya. Did you get what I said?
Yeah, exactly.
That is the situation here.
Yeah.
Yes, the law, you have gotten a good judgment from the court. You will return to your they don't have the right to do that. They don't have the right to banish you. You don't have this good judgment. Even most times you see fines attached to the awarded to the victims.
Yeah.
But what is your position when you come back in your community? Will you still be that Mr. Innocent in that community?
Okay.
That is why all of us must respect the customs and traditions of our community. It is very important.
So
why we also adhere to the rules of law.
So what would one in this situation now do? Somebody who has, you talked about when you go to the court, you probably get the victory that you want, but then being able to reintegrate into your community becomes what best would one in that situation do that would be better? What would the person best do?
The best thing, we are talking about morality.
Yes.
We are not talking about law. The best thing I may think the person should do is to be humble to the community. Because your community first, before your local government, before your state, before the country Nigeria. Your community first.
Okay.
Like in a secular family, your family comes first. What is my name? My name is Vivian Oti. Oti comes first. They now ask me which village. I will now mention my village. So, whereby you have an issue or you have any issue with your community, I will advise as a human being, and you still want to live in peace with your community, you must come down to the rules and regulations of that particular community.
Okay.
And be at peace with your people.
Okay, quickly let's bring the discussion into real life context. There's a community in Umuloho, Inobo local government area, a recent case involving, I don't think I should mention names, I wouldn't want to mention names, so involving two members of the community has raised concerns about traditional sanctions and individual rights. One of the members who is also, I think a member of the cabinet, because on occasions there should be a member of the cabinet, has been banished for 2 years because he made some declarations, and that he has been accused of being responsible for the death of the other member whom he had a land dispute with. Along the line, that person died, and now they have been accusing him because he made certain declarations. But this person has denied responsibility. He said he's not responsible. He didn't do anything. I mean, those were just words of the mouth according to him. So, Barrister, from a legal perspective, what should be considered before a community imposes such a serious sanction on its members?
I don't know the traditions of that community. I don't know how they operate. Let's talk from the generality of everything.
I'm talking from the legal framework.
From the
Like I
legal
told
framework,
you, there is
yes.
no evidence of any such. This is just, we had a land dispute, we were quarreled, and maybe I said one or two things. And now this person this person in question who died was reported to have been sick. He had he underwent surgery and was sick all along, and now he died. And now they are attributing that his death to the other man because they had a little dispute. So how can a community, how can community punish someone just based on hearsay? Or you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, do you know this statement, "I will deal with you," has landed so many people in prison?
Okay.
You see, I will make sure I deal with you. That's why we always advise our people to bridle our tongues and know the kind of statements. Maybe I am not the other person, neither am I the person that they banished. Maybe he has used that word, "I will deal with you," and few months or few days after, this particular person died out of whatever. I think the first thing the community should do, maybe what they are doing, maybe they know who the person is, if it's the person or that is diabolical in nature or those kind of people. We all have them in the community.
Okay.
But voodoo is not recognized by law.
Okay.
Voodoo is, you understand what I mean by
Yes,
voodoo?
yes.
It's not recognized by law.
Okay.
I think what the person should do is to come to the community, make himself available to the community, and explain to the community with kind heart. If he begins to go, I'm talking about reality. What happens in reality?
Yeah.
He should bring himself down, come to the community, and explain to them, even if it means swearing before the community that he never did anything like that. They will accept it.
Okay.
They will accept it.
So how?
But
Okay.
if he says, "No, who are they? I'm coming to call police for them. They don't have right to banish me." He go for fundamental right.
Okay.
That is the next legal action he will take.
Okay.
How many years will it take for you to win your community in fundamental rights before you begin to associate yourself again with your community?
All right.
Are you getting what I'm talking about? We'll talk law, we'll talk morality.
Exactly.
Everything is not about law, everything is not about legal, everything. How long will it take you to win your community in the court? Even this Eze, the present Eze that is even conducting the banishment or whatever, might even die. The another one came in, the person might, even the next one that is coming might be your strong enemy. Say you cannot.
All right, this is still Center Stage on Omalicha 91.1 FM, and like I told you, our phone lines are open. We want to hear from you. Do you believe that banishment is still an appropriate form of punishment in today's society? Perhaps the community has used it before. Was it effective? Was it fair? Give us the number to call to join the station is 0911-5841 or 070-4977-4656. Do well to give us a call. Please do well to call back. I lost a particular call. Do well to call us back. The number to call is 0911-598-3411 070-4977-4656. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, sorry, I lost that call. Please do well to call us back. We are honestly looking forward to hearing from you. We really want to hear from you. Want to hear what you think about banishment. Is it appropriate for a form of punishment in today's society? Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, do you want to call us back? Nadia, come for engineer. The car we got issue. I'm coming. Let me get the engineer. My calls are not going through. Okay. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from? Welcome, Gerald.
Good morning, yes.
Good morning, Gerald.
From my own point of view, it's not right now as somewhat finishing to see back on banishment. If the government used to do this in those days, First Republic especially, when they say traditional ruler that does not dance with the tune of their music, they banish such a traditional ruler to another place. But nowadays, even religion has had more influence than even the courts nowadays. When then somebody commits something, you see that people will be divided. Some say, no, don't do this. Some say, do it. But it's not effective now. And then, thank God it's not effective now. Otherwise, we have so many bad people in the community who form the association to cover. If they try to do such nowadays, when somebody don't like, not anything against any of their members, they make sure that person is punished. Sometimes they buy that person for attempting whether I can go like that. You as a minority, that person that begs to say for him. They say, no. But their members, they will forgive that person. Okay, you have a question.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
They are covered and every sweat of the committee from the presidency down to the level.
Thank you so much, Gerald, for your contribution. Thank you so much, Gerald. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Your name or where you're calling us from?
Good morning, dear.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. That was quite
Very
elaborate.
exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Thank you, Mr. Nandi. You know what Nandi just said is just the fact of everything we're discussing here today. Because of the laws we have, the laws are very, very up
Exactly.
when it comes to people. The tradition of the community is closer to the people than the law. And because people now look at the law, the constitution says that they begin to commit so many atrocities. Okay, let's give ourselves for example. If a father rapes a child, yes, he knows that he has raped the child. He raped his child. But due to the law says, the provisions of the law will take that matter up to how many years before it comes to conclusion. But the community will see it there then and knows that yes, this man did this atrocity, and give the person the proper punishment at that point in time, which will make others to refrain from such actions or acts.
Okay. There was something. There was a point that Jalat, the previous caller, you made mention of. You pointed out to
the issue cabal. The issue of cabal. Cabal is everywhere.
The issue of trying to use, somebody in authority, now uses. That is without actually having a frame. That is where we look at what is the framework of establishing that this person is guilty of the offense that he or she is being accused of, so that we do not have these cabals.
Yes, in that situation, if you think a particular cabal is infringing on your right, you have no option, and you know that your conscience is very clear that you have not done anything. You have the right to approach the court for fundamental rights. Nigeria Constitution says you have right to live, and if somebody from nowhere begin to tackle you here and there, you have not really done anything to that person to be facing that kind of humiliation or harassment from that person. What happens to the court? You go to the court.
But should there be punishment for people who accuse, maybe let's say community leaders who accuse or met unjust punishment on innocent people? Is there anything to also deter them from going into such or taking such actions? Is there any?
I think yes.
Okay.
The law is there to help us. If you are the person being attacked by your community or some group of persons in your community, if you are the person, you can go. You approach the court. Fundamental rights.
Okay. All right. Maybe we will be able to take just one more call before we call it. We draw the curtain on today's episode, today's edition of Center Stage on Omalicha 91.1 FM. We'll take a short musical break and we'll come back. We'll round up the conversation just after this last call. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, and the first person there, Vivian.
Briefly,
Good morning, dear.
Yeah.
Make your points briefly, please.
Based on what you are discussing, God is the creator of heaven and earth and all in it, and including humanity. God in Genesis 1:26 created human in his own image and likeness. And so it became imperative on God to release part of his omniscience property to human beings. Man, in his wisdom, thought that God can be worshipped through any other means outside Jesus Christ. This is the root of idol worship, which has landed many people, especially the Igbos, into satanic nets. Many of us in the prophetic and the deliverance ministry are fighting to free our people from such cage. Let me tell you, whatever heaven abhors, it abhors as well. The Bible does not abhor criminal law. Criminal law tradition is not having a shrine where you give blood of animals to gods, or having stream or river or ocean where you go and sacrifice, then you are off the line, because God never forgives worshippers of idols. And so, as a matter of fact, coming to our homes, normal communities, or in our communities, we expect the elders to take the lead, to lead people to Christianity, rather than just doing the otherwise. And when the head is bad, other people will fall out. So that's the advice I give on this program. God bless you.
All right,
God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much for your contribution, for being part of the show. Okay, over to you, Bryce. I don't know if you have anything to say. Our time is fast spent, so I'll just give you time to make comment on this. And just finally, in 1 minute, what would you say to traditional rulers, community members, and people who find themselves accused or threatened with ostracization? And any other just last comments before we go?
To the traditional rulers of the community, even in some certain court decisions, in like in Mojokwe versus Mojokwe, the court says no matter how old a custom is, if it violates the constitution, it is void.
Okay.
It is void in the sense that you can't just bring somebody, kill that person because you feel or you felt he killed a suspect. You don't. Because your tradition says if you kill somebody that he will be killed. That is not what the law says. In a situation like this, it's secret. You go to court and seek redress in court. Okay. But that does not mean that you will allow a lot of evils to be flying around in the community, because the law says this. The traditional rulers and the chiefs, the chief in council, they are the chief security of the community. Their eyes, everything about them must be on ground to find out what is going on in that community. They are the first judge. Okay. They are the first police. They are the first DSS of every community. And while doing this, while doing whatever or taking care of the community, they should also remember that there is a law that guides the entire system. The Nigerian Constitution is a ground norm. Okay. Any custom that goes contrary can be taken. Yes. So we have to be really careful. A lot of things is happening in the community. And like it was Mr. Nandi, the caller that said this, that you see a man raping his own child.
Exactly.
A lot of things, all these things. Well, if it were to be in those days, you know that person, immediately they will send him somewhere. Whatever that happens to him in that place, nobody cares. Because that's the height of atrocity. That's the height of abomination. But it happens these days. Go to the prison, you see all of them. They are there. They are still pleading not guilty to the crime, when they were even caught on the act. Because when even your child is saying, Papa, you have been sleeping with me.
And of course,
a lawyer is also defending them in that word. And when they, maybe you know what it takes to get a judgment on rape matter. Rape is the most difficult matter you can handle. A lot of processes. And that man will be enjoying. And when he comes out, if in any situation he was released or granted bail, he comes out and continue in that act. But if it were to be the community will do their things in their own way. So since law and Christianity and everything come on board, people now think that the tradition, omenala, is no longer. It's just
Diabolical.
a thing of who is this chief? Or is this chief? Is it not me? I was there when they crowned him a chief. I was there when they crowned him Eze. Or maybe the process of crowning traditional rulers as Ezes these days, you now begin to act anyhow because they contest. These days, Ezeship is now a contested position. In those days, Ezeship we are not contested.
Exactly. Okay, thank you so much, Vivian Oti Esquire, for your your expertise, insight, and
I told you this is a very delicate, very delicate.
Our phone lines are still buzzing, and
this is a
people
very
want
delicate
to call,
topic to discuss.
Exactly.
Because it goes with the legal aspect of life.
Yeah.
And morality.
Exactly.
Things you ought to know that this is what you should have done as a human being.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Our phone lines are still buzzing, but I'm sorry we cannot be able to take more calls because our time is fast spent. It's been quite insightful on this edition of Center Stage today, and I must commend you, with Vivian Esquire, for your input. Right. So one thing I want us to go with, that tradition is an important part of our identity.
Yes.
Right? But preserving our heritage does not necessarily mean preserving every practice unchanged. Now, communities can respect tradition while also respecting justice, evidence, human rights, and community dignity. The goal should be to ensure that our traditions continue to unite and protect our communities rather than become a source of harm. Right? Thank you so much, Vivian Oti, for joining us, and to everyone who called in, shared an experience, or listened to the program. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation today. I am Rosemary Nwabasi Ibebu, and it's been Center Stage on Omalicha 91.1 FM. Over until next time, keep listening, keep questioning, and keep the conversation alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Ooh. My hand is I like it, but the other day I crushed the time, and because I have to do something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very delicate situation.
Yeah. Please, that's the time one piece, please. Now, please, let's take a shot.
It's all right. Yeah, we say.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, what's going on?